Hello. In today's video I will be covering hyperlapses for my uni project, which is to create a short film on time, which I plan on using different techniques like hyperlapses or time lapses combined with various other strange kind of editing techniques or experimental techniques, such as like in the Gorilla's video, looking quite choppy, basically trying to make it look like time is passing instead of actually creating a certain narrative. So to create a hyperlapse, you need to make sure that you have a tripod and DSLR. You need to decide how far you're going to be, the distance in between each shot, because basically a hyperlapse is a series of photos stitched together like a time lapse, but you are moving each time, so you need to decide how far you're going to move it each time. I went for about half a step each time. Now you need to make sure that you are setting up your shot and keeping it on manual mode, because otherwise if you shoot on automatic, the camera will change settings and it will flicker in between each photo. You need to make sure that you keep manual, so you need to decide sort of what lighting looks good and looks natural at the point you are shooting from, and you also need to set the focus and keep the focus the same if you're doing it moving, unless if you're focusing on an object, obviously you can change the focus if you get as you get nearer or further away. So with this hyperlapse, this is the first one I've done, and I wanted to just try and see how long it would actually take to get to the finished product, and as I'm experimenting and seeing what techniques works well, I need to see if it actually is worthwhile doing this technique or if it is just a waste of time. So I'm showing here how far I had to actually take the time lapse, which isn't that far. It might be like 100 yards or something like that. Here it is again, where I'm showing how I'm setting up the shot. So you need to decide where your starting point is and where you're going to be focusing on. Whereas for me doing this hyperlapse, I wanted to just do a walking in a fairly straightish line up to my final point. This didn't look that effective because it was quite dark at the time, and also I didn't plan on it getting dark so quickly. So again, you need to set up your focus and decide on your settings, your ISO, your aperture, how much you want to be in focus, and how much colour you can obviously edit after in Lightroom, and then change all the settings slightly. So this is like the finished product here. As you can see, I wasn't too careful with how each shot, if it was straight or not, because I couldn't really see through the viewfinder anyway, but gives you a sort of idea of what sort of thing can be done. And this took maybe 45 minutes, so you can get an idea of, if you're doing a fairly long sequence, how much time that could take. So for me, for my uni project, I need to come up with a different storyboard, because I don't think this is a very practical idea in terms of shooting most of my video for this in this way. So yeah, I will show you what I have at a later stage. Thanks for watching.